Today, what I'm going to give you is the exact system and exact principles that I use to resolve ankle injuries. Constantly re-spraining and rolling your ankle, having that swelling stick around for longer than you'd like. These are all common things that I see when I work with ankle presentations. Since implementing this system, I've had a 100% success rate with all of the clients that I've worked with. I've followed this exact system. My name is Jack Crucial. I work with injuries that other therapists can't solve. You shouldn't need to tape your ankle every single time you're doing something athletically. This is just putting a band-aid fix over the problem. Another common symptom of repeated ankle sprains is swelling. The way that I view ankle swelling is protection. Swelling causes stiffness and tightness, which reduces our range of motion. The body is purely protecting you from what it perceives as a threat by swelling up and causing pain. The pain stops you from further putting the area under any risk by exercising it further. It's a genius mechanism. But how do we override this? This is exactly what we are going to cover in the domains of ankle rehab and returning back to elite performance. These are the 4 principles that we'll cover: balance and proprioception, foot arch mechanics, lower limb strength, and plyometrics. After significant ankle injuries or sprains, our ability to sense where our feet are in space, otherwise known as proprioception, tends to be the first thing that we lose. We may still have adequate strength through the lower leg, but your balance almost always takes a hit. A great way to test for this is simply completing a dynamic arabesque. Compare left and right, stand on one leg, and work through this motion. To make this more difficult, you can even close your eyes to take out the visual inputs when you're doing this assessment. Balance can take anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks to restore, and is one of the first things I make sure is integrated back into somebody's programming as soon as possible. Do not get conned into using a Bosu ball for balance work. Unless you want to be on the next season of Wipeout, this surface does not emulate any sporting environment whatsoever. Principle 2 is foot arch mechanics. So let's cover the medial arch of the foot. This consists of the heel bone all the way through to the toe. Common thing that I see in my experience is the inability to flatten the medial arch. If we can't flatten the medial arch, our shin bone, which sits above the foot, can't travel forward. As a result, we become more susceptible to our ankle rolling out and having an ankle sprain. Our arch works as a spring, and we need to be able to flatten our arch in order to shift our weight over our big toe into dorsiflexion. If we can't do this, we get stuck and we can't advance through the full range of our ankle. But here's a demonstration of how the arch actually functions. As you can see, as I bring my shin bone forward, the tibia, the arch flattens out to allow me to access the big toe. Principle 3 is lower leg endurance and strength. When we discuss the lower limb, we're going to cover 3 particular muscles. These muscles are the gastrocnemius, the soleus, which is more of the endurance-based muscle, and the tibialis anterior, which is found at the front. If you can't do a single leg calf raise for 15 to 20 reps with a slow and controlled tempo, you have work to do for elite ankle function. We want to work the lower legs in all rep ranges, 15 to 20 reps, 3 to 6 reps for max strength outputs, as well as isometrics, so holding the same positions. Not only do we want elite calf strength and function, but we also want to train the tibialis. Here's an example of a kettlebell tibial raise in order to strengthen this exact muscle group. Principle 4 is plyometrics. This is jumping, hopping, running. This principle is usually the most poorly executed. We can progress the intensity by starting with double-legged jumps, then going into single-leg hops, building into a double-legged broad jump as shown here, as well as single-leg line hops at maximal intensity. There are so many ways that you can make this more difficult, but also make this easier at the same time. So to recap, elite ankle rehab and training should have the following: balance and proprioception, foot arch mechanics, lower limb strength and endurance, and plyometrics. If you currently have an ankle injury and you want it fixed immediately, then go to combattherapist.com to work with me one-on-one. If you want to learn more about going from injury to elite performance, then subscribe to this channel and comment on what video that you want to watch next.